welcome to the Bourbon Van. I'm Phil.
I'm Julie.
Today we are tasting whiskey that's been aged for 10 full years. This is a concept that was suggested to us by one of our Patreon supporters, a gentleman who goes by the name Not So Old Granddad.
Perfect.
One of my favorite names on our credits. And he suggested that we need to do a challenge of 10-year aged bourbons. We chose the two 10-year aged bourbons that align the best on the liquor store shelf, in our opinion. And one other thing happened. We were going to do this before, and we didn't. We got lazy.
Well, I think it was maybe I'm a big procrastinator, and here we are.
Here we are. What happened is we're recording this on the very same day that Matt from ADHD Whiskey released his video doing this exact same thing.
Yeah.
Well, we're lazy enough that we're not going to come up with a new concept, so we're going to do the exact same video. Here's the thing. We don't know how Matt's ended, because what happens when you're watching ADHD Whiskey, you guys already know this if you subscribe to both channels, his and ours, you get lost in his eyes.
Totally.
And 9 minutes later you go,
what happened?
What just ended? How did this end? I don't know. Ours could end the exact same way as his, could end completely different. We don't know, but if you're feeling like this looks like a little bit of a rerun,
it is.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. Sorry, Matt. Sorry, Not So Old Granddad. This we meant to do this sooner, so we're recording it now, and it'll come out in a couple weeks from now, and hopefully you'll have forgotten completely about that other episode.
But we'll tag it at the end.
But we'll tag it at the end anyway, so you can go back and watch his.
And I promise that I'll stop procrastinating and start drinking more bourbon.
What more can you ask? What more can you ask? See how she gives for this channel?
I know.
Let's get to the bourbons. First up, Buffalo Trace's Eagle Rare. Harder to find than our other competitor. Sells for a low $30 range, $32 here in Oregon. We don't have that tough of a time finding it, although it has been hard to find lately.
It has.
And we know across the country it can be very difficult to find. So one of Buffalo Trace's allocated bottles, 10 years aged, 90 proof, low 30s is the selling point, and it's up against Russell's Reserve. This is a wild turkey product, which is far more readily available. Sells for about $35 here in Oregon. Again, 10 years aged, 90 proof. Wild turkey. It's Kentucky versus Kentucky. And we love it. Yeah, we love both of these bottles. They go with us camping. They are on our shelf at all times. This is a blind tasting. We will have no idea what we're tasting. We'll have some idea. We know these bourbons pretty well, but we're going to do it blind anyways, because you never know. And you'll see it on the bottom of the screen what we're drinking, and at the end, we'll make a decision.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's go to the nose.
Get lots of cherry and vanilla on this one.
Absolutely. Honey, oak, a hint of leather, beautiful bouquet on the nose. It is, nice. It's a little simple, but it's very pleasant. Both of these at 90 proof, you expect just easy on the nose, easy on the palate. Yeah,
it's not overpowering at all. But you're getting some flavors in there.
Yeah.
Should we try it?
Yeah, let's take a sip.
Yeah.
Cheers.
That was nice.
It was nice. Cherry cotton candy. Just cherry cotton candy for me. It's fantastic. There's a little vanilla heat on the back, not a ton. Pleasant, easy to sip. It's nice.
Yeah, and I feel guilty about saying this because I love both of these bottles, but it was almost a little simple.
It's a little simple.
It's a little thin.
It is. It's thin. Somehow still coats pretty well. Nice mouthfeel. Nice sipper. Tons of cherry.
Maybe I just needed a heartier sip.
How'd that go for you?
I like it. Move on to glass number 2.
I'm ready. Ooh.
Oh, it's a stronger nose.
It's almost like...
And almost richer.
It's almost like I had silk on my nose, and now it's velvet.
Oh.
Is that crazy? Do you get that a little bit?
No, I actually can kind of agree with that. Like, this was nice and silky smooth. And this does feel like it has maybe a little bit of a texture to it.
Yeah, there's oak.
Lots of oak.
Oak standing out on this one. There's a little more spice, but a musty oak. You can that musty oak makes me think, well aged, 10 years, of course. Yeah. A little bit of baking spice, maybe some cinnamon here.
Getting almost like, this is so weird, but it's getting almost metallic. A little tinny.
Yeah, I agree with that. Wow. Well, that is a stark contrast.
Stark contrast.
Wildly different. Oh, we're doing it again.
Oh, do you not want to?
I don't have a problem with the second cheers.
Oh.
If you have a problem with the second cheers, let us know.
To know that they're both 90 proof, this one gave me a little bit of a punch. It's definitely more complex.
There's a touch more heat here. Absolutely more complex. I'm getting cinnamon, vanilla, oak, all sorts of spice. This is
It's a little peppery for
a
me.
little peppery and peanut buttery. Not like peanuts or peanut shells or something like that. I don't know if it's the viscosity of it or if it's the flavor of it, but something about this is screaming peanut butter to me.
I don't know if my palate's changing because you know I'm the sweet candy girl, but
You are my sweet candy girl.
but there
This should
is
have been a
just
Valentine's Day episode.
totally there is something rich and complex about this one.
Mhm. Totally agree.
The side-by-side comparison, it almost seems slightly unfair today.
Well, just like the aroma, there is something far more interesting here on the palate, I feel like. Even though it's not as viscous, it feels more dense. It's thicker. So
Yeah.
while the first one is more viscous and thin, this one is less viscous and thicker.
Yeah.
So the finish on this second glass isn't hanging around as much as the first glass for me, but what I'm finding on the palate and what I'm finding on the nose are far more appealing and interesting to me than the first glass. I actually went back for a third sip of this one already. I am really enjoying this.
I know. I feel like I'm going to take one more sip, but I don't really actually need them. They're both really good. So I'm not going to say don't get them if if
Yeah.
they're on the shelf. But
If it sounds like one of these is absolutely crushing the other one,
it feels like it today.
it feels like it today to me too. As
Yeah.
much as we love both of these, whatever this glass is, sort of dominant right now. I'm going, you know what? I better go back to the first glass just to make absolutely sure.
I don't need any more. It's really interesting, and I'm actually very proud of myself for saying this, but I'm going with the one that's more complex. Not necessarily more flavorful, though I do believe that it's more flavorful as well.
Mhm.
It's just a better overall drink today. I'm not going to say that on a regular, Tuesday, I'm not going to be drinking glass one, but glass two is by far my winner today on the nose
Yeah.
and the palate.
There is one thing that I really like about glass one. It's the leather note. That there's something great about a sweet bourbon that has a rich leather note, and I'm getting it here, and I love it. Ultimately, though, for satisfaction's sake,
Yeah.
glass two is doing it for me.
Yeah, it feels more 10-year-old.
Yeah. There's a
If
musty,
that's a weird thing to say,
the
but
musty oak.
yeah.
You would think it would be off-putting. It's not. It
No.
just adds to richness and complexity. Glass two for me. Glass two for you.
Glass two for sure.
Let's find out what we got here. Is that a B?
That is a B.
Trudy's real sloppy today.
I did mix them up, by the way.
Glass B, Russell's Reserve 10-year-old bourbon. And we go through these kind of a lot.
I do have a little bit of a hug going, and I think it's from this Russell's. It adds a little bit extra punch.
I agree with that.
And I'm going to say one more time, you see either of these on the shelf, pick them up.
Yeah. The Eagle Rare, obviously allocated, hard to find. We hear about it all the time. Every time we talk Eagle Rare, people go, stop talking about it. It's already hard enough to find. Okay, fine. Go ahead, find you a Russell's 10 and enjoy the heck out of it, because we just did, and we will continue to. It is a great bottle for the road, great bottle for sharing, great bottle to keep on your shelf. And for $35-ish,
Yeah.
solid value on 10-year aged whiskey. Not too shabby at all.
Well, this was a really fun Monday.
I had a great time.
And I like these challenges where I don't get lost in the weeds trying to figure out what I like. I just made a decision today.
It's a head-to-head. That's where the excitement comes from. Let us know, have you blinded these two whiskeys? Have you not blinded them? What's your favorite of these two whiskeys? Which one are you keeping on your shelf at all times? Or if we missed a 10-year, let us know which one is your favorite.
90 proof 10-year.
Yeah, more importantly, let's keep it within reason, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell so you never miss a notification from us. Join us on Patreon for exclusive live streams, bonus content, merchandise, and more. Check us out on Instagram at The Bourbon Van, and from wherever we are.
To wherever you are.
Cheers.
Cheers. Sorry, Matt.
Sorry, Matt.